Hey there, I'm Michelle, and welcome back to Michelle's Garden Grows. If you love gardening and stewarding your little patch of the earth with purpose and beauty, you're in the right place. And today we're going on a garden tour. I'll share with you what's growing well, what's struggling, and generally how things are looking. So let's go. And honestly, things have been really strange this summer. We had such a cold and rainy spring that I really put a lot of my seedlings out fairly late. I don't think I put most of them out until the end of May. And so a lot of stuff is really behind. I will have to say that. And I don't know how it's been in your place, but we've had thunderstorms and rain almost every day for the past, I don't know, 3 weeks. Okay, let's start the tour right here at my picture window. This is the view I get to see every day, and you can already see some of the raised garden beds and containers that we'll be exploring. And on the deck, I have my green stalk vertical planter, which is excellent for growing a lot in a tiny footprint. Over here, I'm still growing sweet potato slips. And over to the corner is my sweet potatoes already growing in a large container. And I also have a green stalk vertical planter on the other side of the deck, and it's growing ever-bearing strawberries. I would have to say that has not been thriving as much as I would have liked it to. Now in this green stalk planter, we grow bush beans and herbs in the summer, and in the spring and fall, we grow lettuces and bok choy and herbs. This is the path down to the garden space. We're going to be replacing the path mulch with gravel soon. And this table is over 23 years old. We got it sometime in our early years of our marriage, and we've been married 27 years. And I love putting marigolds in a little glass jar because I'm always snipping them and they're so cheerful. And more sweet potatoes, and these are our blueberries in grow bags. They work really well to control the acidity of the soil. And our first Birdies bed with strawberries and chives. And there's a little surprise here at the end. It is a rogue radish that I'm just letting grow. And this is our horseradish that we will harvest sometime in the fall. This is new to us. Okay, over here we have sage, we have catmint, we have some calendula, and some hibiscus roselle, which has taken a long time to grow, and it's my first year growing it. We also have what used to be cilantro and is now coriander, and it tastes so good, but I think I've let it go a little too far. Next up, these are my larger main garden beds from Epic Gardening, and you'll notice I like to plant marigolds and calendula and other little flowers and herbs on the edges. And we put in irrigation this year, and it's from Drip Depot, and I could not be happier. I wish I would have done irrigation a year ago. And it looks like I actually need to do a little harvesting. My peppers and tomatoes are ready. Started really late with my cucumbers this year, and I have had problems with cucumber beetles, and I'm protecting the seedlings with these little dollar store baskets. And I do need to add some of this new garden straw from Epic Gardening. I still have a little bit of celery, but not much, and I'm sure it's probably bitter. And I have green beans, more bush beans. I like to plant those on the edges of the raised beds. Here we have sage and some dill that got left behind, and another seeding area and a little patch of flowers. And I didn't really grow any sunflowers this year, but these are volunteers, and isn't she a beauty? This is okra. It's very heat loving and has beautiful yellow flowers. I love slicing okra and sauteing in olive oil and pepper and salt. And this is a great view of how my husband used landscape pavers to assemble these garden beds because the land was uneven. And say hello to the zinnias. This is the older part of the garden. We will replace these wooden beds next summer with metal raised beds. And this is the first year I planted tromboncino squash. The longer you leave it on the vine, the more it becomes like butternut squash versus when it's young and it's more like zucchini. I planted these this year because they're more resistant to squash vine borers and squash bugs. Unfortunately, I did get a squash vine borer in this plant. I did excise that out, and then I covered it with compost. There are bees on the flowers. I am getting flowers, but I would say that this plant just isn't thriving. Now we're making our way over to some of the perennial plants. This is comfrey. I also have fennel, and fennel doesn't play well with other plants in the same bed, so it has to have its own spot. We also have our peach tree, which has had some issues over the past few years. This is swamp milkweed that I got from Garden for Wildlife, and it's my way of supporting the monarchs and their young. I also have echinacea, which is native to our area, and these dahlias keep coming back like they're a perennial every year, but this isn't the best spot for them because it's a little bit shady. I do have a butterfly bush, but don't worry, it's not invasive. And my hydrangea that is still young. And over here is my new wind spinner. I am in love with this. And of course the breeze isn't blowing, so we'll have to help it out a little bit. If this garden tour inspired you or taught you something new about suburban backyard gardening and raised garden beds, please like this video and consider subscribing to my channel so I can continue to bring you backyard gardening content. And until next time, happy gardening, friends. Bye.